Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning for those that are living in Australia. Other parts of the world, it might be a very different time zone. You might be sleeping, might be evening already. As we are all moving in very different circumstances in life, and this world is obviously very different from how we used to know it just a few weeks ago, I would like just to share a few words from my heart. I made the joke yesterday with my wife. So I changed jobs. Instead of being a pastor, I became an online pastor. And that's perhaps the place where a lot of people are now spending their time. So the pastors are actually engaging the world in ways that many haven't explored before. This morning I woke up and I received an email message from somebody that was posting something that was going on in Brazil. As you know, probably, I've lived for many years in Brazil, and due to the quarantine restrictions and people having to stay at home, I was really amazed with what I was seeing in some places in Brazil. Many people have to stay home there. I have several family members living there, and through the social media circuits, people were asked to go to their balconies and start praising God. And many Christians in Brazil answered that call. So as I was watching the video of what was happening in Brazil, many people were praising and they were singing the very famous song, Because He Lives. And because He lives, because Jesus lives, we can face tomorrow. And that's probably something that's on many people's minds. Maybe not that part of because He lives, but they are concerned about how are we going to face tomorrow. Many people are worried about their children's future, worried about themselves, worried about their jobs, worried about many other things. And Jesus himself, he said many things about worry. And it's actually a message that I preached a while ago in my home church here in Perth, in Dianella. And I gave it the name Faith. And faith stands for five different points that are very important for us to understand. So we have F.A.I.T.H. And throughout the coming days, I would like to explore each letter and what they mean. And obviously the first of the faith acronym is the F. And the F stands for focus. Remember, in uncertain times like we are facing today, many people are looking for answers and they focus on what they think at that point is important, whether it is running to the supermarkets and hoarding for toilet paper, as we have seen here in Australia and other parts of the world. Perhaps it's focusing on the news, whether it's on TV, or some even they flee to the alternative media, and because they believe that there's way more to be trusted. Regardless of where the source is coming from, people are focusing on certain things. They might be focusing on whether they will still have a job in the coming weeks or months. And when we are in that space where we are focusing all the time on things that perhaps can cause us fear, it is especially in those times that it's very important to keep it to the essentials, particularly when you're a Christian, when you're a follower of Jesus Christ. And Jesus said something very, very important. And he was applying that specifically to money, but this is something that can easily be applied to many other things in life. So I'll be reading that from Matthew chapter 6, where he was saying this. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Now the same thing is also true for other things in life. We cannot be at the same time be fearful and at the same time proclaiming like we want to stand for love and reaching out to the people around us. It's incredibly important to keep that focus and understanding that we are still called to make a huge difference in this world. And I saw that happening literally when I woke up this morning, and I saw thousands and thousands of Christians singing Because He Lives from their balconies in Brazil, in many cities. There are many people that are looking for answers. They're looking, they wonder. Sometimes they even look for, why is this virus in the world? Is it man-made? Is it just, did it come from animals? And they don't even know what or whom to believe. People are even fighting for what narrative is the most important. Some people say, no, you have to believe these things, and they are very strong in their perceptions and their opinions, and it has to be that way, and it cannot be any other way. But in the midst of all of those opinions, and they can be very strong, and people are very articulate in telling them. As a matter of fact, I am now sharing something, and obviously that is also a part of it is my opinion. Well, what I think is still important is that we continue to live by faith. By faith. Now, many people say, like, don't panic, don't be afraid. And then obviously the Christian version of it, that is, have faith. But what does that mean? Well, I think it starts, first of all, if we understand the F of the FAITH acronym, it starts with our focus. My question simply to you today is, what are you focusing on? If you're watching the news and you sense like, hey, it is doing something to my heart, that is exactly what Jesus is saying. Like, your heart follows what your eye is focusing on. It's not the other way around. Sometimes when we sense a certain feeling of being overwhelmed by everything that's being thrown at us, whether it is good or bad, we need to keep our eyes focused on Jesus Christ. He himself said, I am the author and the perfecter of your faith. He will see you through this morning, today, and the rest of the week and the months ahead. It is very important. If you sense like, what, maybe I need to turn off the button of the television. Maybe I need to reduce what I'm watching on YouTube all the time. I know myself that I need to guard myself every single day with the things that I'm watching myself, because I realize how easy it is to get distracted by the things that can perhaps cause fear in your heart. We are called to walk by faith and not by sight. We don't always understand what is going around in this world. The pastors won't have all the answers. But one answer they do have, and that's the answer of all answers, that Jesus Christ is the answer and is the solution to everything that's going on around us. People need love. People need to know that they are accepted. And the only way to do it is to focus on Him and to simply be embraced by Him. Now that leads us obviously to how does that look like in our daily walk with the Lord? And I will come tomorrow to that when we're going to explore the A in the FAITH acronym. And the A, I will give you that one already, is standing for abide. It is my prayer for you today that in the hours ahead, whether you're at work, whether you're perhaps having to do shopping and you wonder whether you're safe, that you keep on focusing on Jesus. That you start this morning, it's like, what, God, I know my heart is perhaps fearful, but when I'm embracing your love, it will truly cast out all fear. Stay safe, do your part, and God bless you. Bye-bye.